trying to make a statement in a major way. Not only will they be going to Anaheim, home of the world's largest marble, of course, but they will be trying to prove that they are a contender for a top finish at that World Championships. I think Orange Juicer's extremely high on a lot of people's power rankings.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
I haven't made mine yet, but probably.
Yeah, you're waiting so that you don't get, you don't get blown up for it, honestly, on social media. You're like,
I've been thinking about maybe making it after World Championships to really lock it in safe.
Little bit safer. But no, this is an amazing play. And, I feel like we've been actually talking a lot about Pika Diff today. All of his play today has been amazing to me. This is some of the best I think I've ever seen him play. I was talking about, sorry, I know it just sounds like I'm just talking up Pika Diff a lot right now, but I am. So that's accurate. I was talking about any team that he joins always just does better. That's a pretty historied list of teams that he has joined and then qualified for Worlds with. But he's just a person who glues together teams. But his individual play at the current moment, I think, is some of the best that I've ever seen it, where he is preemptively in the perfect places. His movement is so good. I mean, everything about those final moments, like the final 40 seconds with him involved, it's like a masterclass of what you could be doing in that situation, wasting so much time, getting the back cap, using the heavy slam over walls, everything. I was so impressed. Yeah,
it looks really, really good. I think Revelation is just humming in general. Obviously, they got that synergy coming from that newly added tank player in Pika Diff. I think that's looking great. Their coordination has been really, really solid. I think Lunar and Celestial have been working together fantastic in that central topside duo. But let's face it, in that last game, that was Orange Juicer's game to lose, frankly. That was a really tough position to be put in, and unfortunately, things don't go in their favor. Revelation got to be taking a long, deep breath after the results of that game, because this could easily be a 1-1 result. These are mistakes that Orange Juicers very rarely make. I mean, this is one of the best macro teams I think we have in the world, full stop. And having some of those missteps is really tough to deal with. 0-2 is hard to come back from any team. There's a lot of really strong mentals on that squad, though. I would not count out this OJ squad just yet.
Oh, certainly not. But I do have to say, the other interesting thing about the way that they're losing is I kind of feel like Orange Juicers, not only are they one of the best macro squads, like you said, but within being one of the best macro squads, they're one of the best at keeping the pace under their control. They're a very fast team. They like to take control of things very early on. They like to get their own invades, especially with Roland on any of his picks, basically. But they've been unable to do that against Revelation now. Revelation doing such a good job of controlling the early game. And
in
maybe
game
it's
2 for sure.
I mean, game 2 especially. Game 1 a little bit. It's not necessarily that they like dominated Orange Juice in the start. They just didn't let them do what they usually do.
No, it was tough. It was some interesting back-to-back games. The Revelation going to be sticking to their same band strategy. Orange Juicers right there in tandem. Kratos will be in that first pick position, but will be handed it over to Roland. That side up just so phenomenal. I don't think that is a problem at all. Dispenza going to be running back on that Suicune game after game.
Really an amazing showing from this Suicune, from Dispenza's Suicune in particular. Like I said, we got to see that essentially won the game at the very end. Clutch timing of some freezing. We've seen a lot of just great usages of the CC combinations that Suicune has, and that's what you got to do if you're playing it as a support. You got to play around that more than you're playing around the damage. It's exactly what Dispenza has been doing all weekend.
Okay, so OG is going to be going back to this Buzzwole. It did have a tough time kind of with the range that Revelation was playing in last time, not to mention Aegislash pretty good at getting that unstoppable with the wide guard, but there's a lot you're trying to prevent. I'm curious where Kratos goes in central area. We've seen a couple of options now. We saw that Leafeon, we saw the Talonflame. It's going to be a full compositional repeat for Orange Juicers, and again, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. They did essentially win that game for 9 minutes.
I think that especially the Talonflame was working extremely well. In that final fight, Kratos was in the perfect place. What?
No, I was correcting myself. I forgot they lost early game to Revelation. But yes, in that late game, they were doing a whole lot better.
But yes, so like I was saying, the Talonflame I think did extremely well in that final fight. It was a big reason why they were kind of in the situation where they had a free win of it was a slow free win, but it was a free win of the Rayquaza, and it just hit all of its targets perfectly. We are going to see the double Excel on both OG and Kratos. That's going to be, oh, and one of Flareon's. So I don't think they had those all last game, right? Maybe they did and I just missed them?
I do think that Flareon's at least had that identical item composition. But yeah, so really looking for some of those early KOs. Orange Juicers hoping to make what happened in Game 2 happen again. Celestial on this Metagross, it has been picked a decent amount of tournament at that 11% mark. It's no Snorlax at 78, but it is a strong Pokemon. I do think this is a better response into the Talonflame. It is certainly a really, really powerful Pokemon if it can scale. So yet another one of those cases where they really need to be playing for that late game. We've seen the early games be won by both teams in games 1 and 2. Let's see who wins it in this game number 3.
This is, I feel, going to be either a turning point for Orange Juicers. I mean, this is not a hard call to make, but it's got to be a turning point for Orange Juicers, or they're just going to fizzle out. And sometimes it's just not your day. That's just how things go. And so far, it kind of, despite the fact that Orange Juicers did win a pretty tough match previously, kind of, they looked to me like they felt like it wasn't their day. So we'll see if they can turn things around. But if they do, I think this is definitely looking good for 3-0 sweep. It's just all about the mental at this point.
All right, well, NAIC, let's give these teams your energy as we go into game number 3 of our semifinals. Orange Juicers backs against the wall, Revelation on match point.
Ooh, and already we're going to be pushing forward a little bit. Roland surprisingly going for way less invades, I feel, than he usually does. And that might just be a read of understanding Revelation, understanding maybe that there's not as much to gain, or whatever it is, just the pacing that they want to change up. But I do love seeing Roland make the invade, so it's a little bit sad. Whoa, again, that's a very similar situation to what they did last time. They fought exactly in that same top tall grass. The moment they realized they could potentially get a pick, they both just rushed in. Unfortunately, this time it was Psyduck, who is immortal, and so was able to just walk away.
Well, he activated his mysterious power, but don't worry, he had a headache right after, so it's okay. Don't worry about him. Ooh, Celestial being very aggressive in the bottom path, but it's actually Pikachu to pick up that first KO on the Snorlax. Big tackle play for them. Oblivion is yet to reach level 5, but they do pick up one of those wild Pokemon and are able to achieve that. I think Pikachu definitely thought they were absorbing that boosted auto attack a little bit shy.
Yeah. They're like, oh, wait a minute.
Oops, my bad.
But they're going to be continuing to push on the bottom side. Orange Juicers, well, no, maybe not. They're going to back up. They were looking to see if they could pick up anything. This does seem to be a little bit of a slower game. There were already some KOs. Some points scored. Revelation hasn't scored anything, but I believe Orange Juicers hasn't gotten a KO, so they're just waiting to find something. Oh, that's a pretty big difference. Into the into the eject button, back into the freeze, and now Aegis Slash pushing forward. Not, oh yeah, this is going to be a big KO with Pikachu in the back as well. That is huge for Revelation.
Yeah, heavy slam eject play from Pikachu. Not only does that clear out a few enemy Pokemon, as a ton of points gained, Orange Juicers are favoring that EXP gain though. So Kratos at level 8 still has a minute to achieve that level 9 before the first major set of objectives is going with the Brave Bird. So one of the few Brave Bird players we have in our tournament. Oblivion on a sneaky spy mission befitting of the Inteleon, but does get the recall.
Yeah, I think the Brave Bird is a great call. We saw that last time as well, and it seemed a little bit harder to counter from the Wide Guard. Last time I said that, immediately was countered by Wide Guard. This time, I made sure that they were very apart from each other on the map, so I didn't curse it. But 5 stacking bottom for Revelation, and I think pretty much immediately Orange Juicers are going to realize that. They're going to have to back up. Luckily, we see Zugrug pretty tanky, trying to get out of there. Flareon's getting caught a little bit. Zugrug going down. The snipe shot an inch away from that new tail, and that is going to be a goal zone. Maybe going down. They're going to leave it at 2. They actually don't even have enough points to break it, except for trying to get it. Oh, I guess they can overdunk it by 1 now.
Yeah, Celestial is running the attack weight on the Metagross. Oh, and Celestial actually, that's so funny, denied their level 9 on that middle ball toy because Roland broke the goal zone on the other side. I mean, criminal activity there. Celestial will be evolving to Metagross, that supercomputer, very shortly.
That's right, 4 brains. That's what we learned today.
So many brains.
So many brains. Dispenza is going to be rotating up top, and they've got to be careful. Well, Dispenza alongside an Angel Slash. They've made a lot of really good flanks, I think, on the side of Revelation through the center area. And oh, look at this. It's a little bit of a sneaky spot. They didn't immediately go for the middle birds. They actually waited to see if anybody else was showing up, but they showed up a lot later. Flame Sweep going to go through the middle, and whoa, awkward little barrier push, I think, to stop the attack from the Talonflame. We are going to see the Unite coming out from OG, and they are going to pick up 2 KOs, although it's a 2 KO streak from Zugrug, interestingly.
Yeah, Zugrug getting involved on this Lapras. I mean, kind of proving this pick throughout the match. A really phenomenal push with that Water Pulse, a whole lot of healing, whole lot of shields to work with. Picadiff, again, in this position where, unfortunately, all their friends have been knocked out, so they just want to go back to the party.
Yeah, it's a good way to go back. It's a little bit faster. Plus, you get to say hi to the other team, and you're like, hey, guys, how's it going?
Yeah, bit of an Irish goodbye for the rest of their teammates. Always a bummer to see, but that's all right. They will all be returning to the central area for yet another fight. It feels like OJ and Revelation love hanging out in this position, not only just for information, but also a whole lot of experience spawning into that map at any given time. And both these teams looking to try to steal a KO. We're getting into that level range where one knockout is a tremendous amount of EXP.
And I gotta say, this is easily the closest of the 3 games they've played so far. I mean, 3 points difference when you're at this much score is pretty wild. The level difference is very, I would say, pretty insignificant. It is slightly in the favor of Revelation, but not in a way I think that matters enough for it to really change this game. And they are looking for this Red Rock burn down. That's something that I said Revelation were so good at, an attempt to steal, but no, it's going to be Aegis Slash. Linear getting that secure. They're chasing it down. They're chasing the entire enemy team down, 2 KOs, going for a third, and Roland might not be able to escape this situation. Okay, they are not even going to chase. That's the side effect. They want to instead rotate up top. They realize, hey, the longer we attack this, we're not getting the XP in the middle, though we're not going to get the Regieleki, we're not going to get anything else, and it's certainly not worth KOing one support Pokemon.
An interesting set play from Orange Juicers in that last team fight. Taking that team fight kind of preemptively without their defender, because Zugrug was on a mission to Lapras Express from the top side of the map all the way around behind the squad. And ultimately, it does not result in them getting the Reggie, neither of which, as Regieleki is now walking towards that tier 2, OJ very happy to give that one up. A tiny amount of points in the grand scheme of things, and it's going to go back to farm.
And again, after seeing just basically the past 2 objectives, I think I can say pretty clearly that win or lose, Orange Juicers really need to look at this game at specifically how they approached their objectives versus how Revelation approached the objectives, because Revelation have been in complete control of basically every single objective in every single game. They are just there so preemptively, they're rotating so quickly, they've got the secure on board, they know exactly who's doing what, they burn it down immediately, and it's all looked really good. But this is a little bit scary, as there's a few more members of Orange Juicers there than maybe they first thought. The snipe shot will connect on Roland, but they are going to continue. They say, hey, you know what, that hurt me, but now I know that you're all over there. Double KO for OG, and we're going to have to see Oblivion back all the way up with the Picadiff escort.
OG with some really sick moves. They're actually canceling the Metagross Unite move with the Smackdown. That could have been devastating. All of a sudden, Metagross gets those extra shields and a giant wall comes up. We could be looking at another Revelation team fight win, but OG turning that one around for OJ.
I love that combination of names.
Yes.
It's
almost OP.
Oh, almost, but not quite.
Okay.
Doesn't need to be nerfed. Oh, okay. This is actually a really awkward timing for this Registeel. Everybody wants it, and they do want to fight for it, but we're at the 2-minute 40 mark, so they are going to be able to KO Roland. These snipe shots just coming in. Nobody has really answered Oblivion yet this game. Big freeze as well. That's going to stop and... Oh, my goodness. Okay, 2 more down.
All right, Kratos with a big Brave Bird, but unfortunately with that aerial ace off a cooldown, no way to get out, no way to deal additional damage. They are going to get KO'd, hopefully getting them a little bit closer to earning back that Flame Sweep Unite move, as they will be spawning in with only around 7 to 8 seconds before that Rayquaza spawns, meaning that Revelation, with this Inteleon base comp, yet again gets priority positioning around the Rayquaza.
Well, that is the ultimate silver lining. They do get the Flame Sweep back, so that's something, but an immediate engagement off the bat. that. Roland going down before this fight even begins. They're diving all the way in, splitting them up. Flareon's having to use that Unite just to disappear and return in the middle of it. I mean, they won't go down, but again, that's so many resources. Everybody's being split up. Rayquaza started to take some damage, and it's just all Revelation on the board. Flareon's one of their only last chances, but 2 members trying to space them out. We do see Selgrog as well in the southeast side. Everybody else running back in. This might end up with a flip if we do see Orange Juicers decide to prevent the reset. However, they're actually going to continue with the fight.
Okay, the Sai giving a little bit of damage reduction towards the Lapras, but it only buys a few precious seconds. 2 Pokemon down for both sides. Aegislash, Suicune, and Metagross for Revelation. Buzzwole, Psyduck, and it is the Aegislash. Revelation, 3 games in a row, has secured the Rayquaza.
I cannot tell you how strong I think Aegislash is right now. That coup de grace was everything. It secured so many objectives. Get out of here. The surf away, it's not going to be enough. And truly, I don't think there's any way that they fully defend this huge push. Celestial actually just going back. There's a minute left. The score lead is actually not as significant as it could be. Suicune going back as well. I'm not sure if they still have their shield. Celestial has about 1 hit left of their Rayquaza shield.
Okay.
So this is doable. This is doable. 120 points exactly. They could get that on 1 goal zone.
Yeah, another situation where the clock is going to be a really tough enemy to fight against. Pikachu taking a tremendous amount of damage. That block shield already gone, but they just replenish with that power nap. OG Unite move lands into that main defender. They need to take out this opposition to even open up the avenue for scoring. Inteleon takes down the Buzzwole, and now they're all pushing towards this tier number 2.
Pikachu still up after all that. We're going to see Selgrug go down. We're going to see 4 members, 5 members down. Orange Juicers no longer stand a chance as Revelation, with an, I would say, a 3-0 upset, will be the ones to advance to the grand finals.
Welcome to the World Championships, Revelation, and welcome to our grand finals, as they will be going to Sunday to play for a chance at a championship NAIC title.
What a showing from them. I mean, that was just impressive all around. Every member had some great MVP moments, but altogether, it just seemed like their team play was top of the line.
Yeah.
Their ability to rotate, they had no hesitation. They felt like they were playing faster than Orange Juicers, and Orange Juicers, like I said, are usually one of the faster teams when I watch them, but Revelation just held control in so many situations in 3 games straight. It's unquestionable. It's not a, oh, maybe they got lucky a few times. That was certainly their set.
Yeah, I mean, what a play from them. Orange Juicers, unfortunately not moving to our championship Sunday, ending our tournament in top 4 position. Still have 1 more semi-final to go, but what a match this was. I didn't know what to expect headed into this best of 5. I certainly did not expect a 3-0 sweep, and even more so from the Revelation side.
This is going to set up whatever grand finals is to be so exciting and so interesting, with Orange Juicers, of course, being able to beat LG very recently, LG potentially on the other side, and then Peru being kind of the big upset of, well, I mean, now Revelation the big upset as well, but there's just so many close teams now within this top 3. Orange Juicers will include, for sure, within the top 4, so I really have no idea what could happen, but we get to see probably a whole lot of replays from this set, as it was a pretty long set, even considering it was a 3-0. It felt like everything was kind of close in the end, but Revelation pulling it off 3 straight games, and yeah, look at that. That was after a win, by the way.
That was a second win. He was 2-0 with that position. Pikachu, be happy. You won the game, but either way, yeah, these plays are on the end game, I think, were the most pivotal parts of the matchup. You see Roland trying to sweep through and pick up 2 KOs, but this Buzzwole and Talonflame needing to be within melee range around that Rayquaza is just so difficult. Brave Bird just a little bit late, but I mean, at that position, you're 1 versus 3 in terms of secure tools. Very, very difficult to weave that in for any player or Pokemon, but certainly not for Lumiere, who is your player of the game for yet another time in this match, again on that Aegislash.
I think one of the MVPs of the entire set as well.
Totally.
For sure. We've seen a lot of Aegislash picks that are intended to be used as secure, but a lot of times it's very difficult. Aegislash is a very committal character as far as your your mobility. If you really go in, sometimes you're just not in the position where you can safely sit around and wait to land your Unite for that secure. But Lunaire was there every single time that they needed to be. Obviously, the one who secured that final Rayquaza, but secured so many Reggies as well. So many, just everything. They were in the right place at the right time. Everything was beautiful.
Yeah, all right. Well, we are going to be hearing from Revelation as we have an interview on stage with the squad. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Zoinks. Thank you so much, Caster's Booth. We got Oblivion here from Revelation. Let's get some noise for Revelation, please. Man, Oblivion, you guys have been looking incredible this last weekend. You are on a roll. Grand Finals, a Worlds qualification. How are you feeling, my friend?
It feels incredible. Like, this is my first Worlds I'm going to be able to go to now. We've always taken 7th when I played on my team, so this is amazing for me to actually be able to go to Worlds for once.
Anaheim, California, world's biggest marble in that city, of course. We have on the other side of the semifinals, we have Luminosity Gaming, Peru Unite. Who do you think of those two do you want to see in the grand finals?
So I think earlier Celeste was talking how we want to see Peru, and I do too. I mean, they're one of our scrim partners. They're very strong. I want to play a Nemo on land.
Revelation, of course. We have a couple more questions for you, but any other shout-outs that you want to give either to the crowd or potentially those that are at home?
I mean, shout out to my Twitch chat fans. They're great. They're awesome. My team, they've been incredible. This is the best in team environment I think I've ever been on. My family, obviously my mom, I don't know if she's watching right now, my brother, and my goat, Little Slugger.
Shout out to Little Slugger out there. Last question, and it's for me. I love to play Phalanx. Is there a possibility to see Phalanx maybe tomorrow? What do you think? I know you love to play Phalanx with that EXP show. What do you think?
There's always a time we're thinking about it, so it's maybe in the pocket.
All right, thank you, Oblivion. This is Oblivion from Revelation. You're going to be seeing them tomorrow for the grand finals. Caster's Desk, thank you so much, and back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Draco. Great to hear from Oblivion on just such a legendary run, and good to hear that the vibes are high on that squad. Best team environment they've ever been in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's the Pika Diff Diff.
All right,
always the Pika Diff Diff. Every team is happy when he's on that team. I don't know what it is. I got to figure it out. It's a skill.
True.
But yeah, no, obviously you got to be happy after a win like that. That entire team, they do seem like they're gelling together. That was one thing that Oblivion said, was that it's one of the best team environments he's ever been on. And you can tell just the way that they're like looking at each other and talking to each other during the matches and the way they're playing together. They're playing like a team that's been together for like years, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, a lot of people had them picked as their option to take that World Championship spot. I don't know if anybody had them as their option to win the entire tournament, but now they are in their best case scenario, hanging out there on the grand finals, of course, awaiting their opponent, who will be determined in just a few moments in the next semifinal between Peru Unite and Luminosity Gaming.
Oh, that's going to be so good. I'm so excited. We just got to hear that they would like to play against Peru.
Yeah, ooh, that's going to be trying to make a statement in a major way. Not only will they be going to Anaheim, home of the world's largest marble, of course, but they will be trying to prove that they are a contender for a top finish at that World Championships. I think Orange Juicer's extremely high on a lot of people's power rank.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
I haven't made mine yet, but